It's been a while since I've been in the kitchen with you guys. I'm so excited to be here tonight. We are doing a super fun fall recipe. Everybody loves chicken noodle soup, so I feel like it's one of those classic recipes, but I'm changing things up a little bit by showing you guys how to use your Instant Pot to speed things up a little bit, but more importantly, add a ton of flavor fast. So what you're gonna need for tonight is your Instant Pot, of course. If you guys don't have an Instant Pot, you can do this on the stovetop. I'll give some instructions as we go, just on how you would alter it, but it can be done both ways. But if you have an Instant Pot, you're gonna want that. And then I'm using some split chicken breasts. So these ones have the skin on. I'm gonna call for bone-in skinless in the recipe, so I'm gonna show you guys how to take the skin off, but you just need one. This is about 1.5 pounds, a little over that, so you want about 3/4 of a pound of chicken. And the reason you want the bone is it's gonna add a ton of flavor to the recipe. So if you guys can't find bone-in, you could use boneless, skinless chicken breast, but I highly recommend if you could find the bone to go for it. You can also use chicken thighs. I'm just more of a white meat person, and so is Mike, especially with soup, so that's why we chose this. And then some celery and carrots, so very classic. Some garlic, some onion, and this is a massive onion, so we're gonna use half of it, but a small yellow onion would work. Some bone broth, so this is already homemade bone broth, about 1 cup. If you don't have bone broth, you could use chicken stock, veggie stock, or you could buy store-bought bone broth. I just make my own, it's amazing. Then some egg noodles. I've got about 1.5 cups here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use 1.5 cups or 2, but I'll let you know when I make that choice. And then the last ingredient is some Italian seasoning. Now I said that parsley, I said herbs of Provence, but this is what I have. And I also recommended parsley, but my chickens ate it, so we're out on that. But you can add fresh parsley on top if you want. First things first, I'm trying to think of what I want to start with first. So first things first, you want to preheat your Instant Pot. So we're going to do everything in the Instant Pot today. You could easily saute in like a skillet and then toss it in the Instant Pot, but we're going to just kind of keep our mess sort of contained. So I've got my Instant Pot on here. What you want to do is click that saute setting, and that's actually what you're going to use to cook your onion, your garlic, your carrots, and your celery. So we'll start with that. So this recipe is going to be added to a Healthy Passion once I cook it and shoot it tonight. And if you guys missed out, a Healthy Passion, we're doing a flash sale that ends tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yes. Tomorrow, Thursday at midnight. And if you guys use the code SUMMER20, which don't laugh, that's just a code I had, and I don't know, I'm not ready for fall yet. If you use the code SUMMER20 when you check out, you save $20. So it makes it like $5 a month, which is amazing for getting organized. You click a button, it gives you recipe ideas for the week. You can make it all work to hit your macros. There's a button that teaches you how to carb cycle if you guys are wanting to start carb cycling but don't know where to start. So if you aren't using a Healthy Passion, I promise it will change your life. It'll get you organized. It'll help you get more variety of healthy recipes into your life. It'll help you eat a lot of delicious real food. It teaches you how to cook. A lot of the recipes that we do in here are actually linked. Hey Terry! They're actually linked in the software, so you can actually cook along with me, which is really cool. Okay, so for the carrots, I'm just going to take the bigger part and quarter them, and then the smaller part I'm just going to have them. And everything you just want kind of bite-sized pieces. So if you think about soup, you want to make sure that everything sort of fits on the spoon. So you don't want too large pieces. And I just got some Kerrygold butter in there. I'm just going to saute everything in Kerrygold butter. If you guys want, I would recommend to kind of chop everything up ahead of time and then toss it all in together, but I like to live on the edge and I chop decently fast, so I'm just going to kind of chop it and toss. But I've got some celery, again, sort of have it there, and then thin slices, not too thin though, you want nice little chunks in your soup. And I'm trying to get in the habit of saving my scraps for my chicken, I always forget, so I'm going to grab a bowl so I can put it in my chicken bucket, which, by the way, they are safe and contained today for those wondering who saw the drama yesterday. I went out to go to Orange Theory this morning. I went to my car and they were in my neighbor's yard. So we're working on a new way to keep them contained, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. Okay, so carrots and celery go in, and honestly, there's just something about carrots and celery. They're just so cozy. You could add really anything. If you had parsnip, that would be a fun one. One thing I thought to add that I didn't pick up when I was at Whole Foods today was some fresh ginger and some fresh turmeric. That's something I love to add to my soup. Turmeric's so good for inflammation. Ginger's good for your immune system, so they're kind of fun to just add in. They don't add a ton of insane flavor, but. And then our onion, again, very similar to carrots. to sort of draw out liquid there. Get them nice and caramelized and soft versus brown. And then a little bit of pepper. Alright, I'm going to give that a stir. And I love doing everything in my Instant Pot. I think it's just so great to come home after a busy day. I know, Terry, I've missed him too. Yeah, well, now that I'm home for a couple weeks, I'm not traveling for, I think, 3 weeks. So I'll be back at it until I'm gone again. And then Thanksgiving's going to be crazy, but I'll try to get on here as much as I can. I love them too. And it's fun. I get to sort of create a recipe in my head and then cook it with you guys and add it to a healthy passion. So I sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Although this week I've got a couple of good recipes that I'm developing for AHP to add next week. I think we're going to add them hopefully next week, but I'm doing a tofu and a ground chicken lettuce wrap. So kind of like P.F. Chang's, if you've ever had those. When I was in college, I used to go to P.F. Chang's all the time with my sorority sisters, and that's what I would get with the tofu lettuce wrap. Mike likes the chicken, so I got all the stuff today, and we're going to work on that for a healthy passion. So AHP ladies, stay tuned. Alright, so that's going in, and you just want to soften it all down. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it, stir it around, really make sure it's nice and caramelized. Now keep in mind everything's going to cook in the soup, so you don't have to get it like super tender, but you just want to make sure it gets some texture and some color. And caramelization is flavor, so I always like to kind of caramelize my veggies first before just adding them in, just to get that extra layer of flavor. Okay, so with the chicken, to get the skin off, you just want to kind of slip your fingers under and just peel it back. You can also use a knife for this, but I'm just going to go right like this and just kind of pull it off. So easy. If you guys can't, like I mentioned, find the skinless bone-in, you can just buy it with the skin on and just pull it right off. So that's it for the chicken. Pretty easy. I'm actually going to put it, let's see, I'm just going to set it right back on there so I can wash my hands. And then I'm just going to saute the veggies down, soften them up, and then we'll get our chicken in. So really easy soup. It comes together pretty quickly. I had to figure out AHP. I joined months ago and still not started. It intimidates me, girl. Just get in there and play around with it. So Terry, what I recommend you do, and you probably set up your account when you signed up. So what you'll do is when you sign up, it'll ask you like your height, your weight, your age, all that stuff. The software will calculate your macros based on what you put in. There's a button at the bottom that you can select whether or not you're carb cycling. If you want to carb cycle, click yes. And then what you'll do is you'll just see the macros. Hey, Leona, how are you? I feel like you would rock this recipe with your Ninja Foodie. So what you'll do then, Terry, is you'll go to the planner, and you'll see at the bottom where it says the number of calories you need per day, carbs, fat, protein, whatever. And then from there, you can just start planning. Now, if you want to plan your day to a T, you can do that, or you plug in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you just want to plan dinners for the week, that's probably a good place to start. I wouldn't go crazy. Just kind of start there. And then if you are like, I just don't know what I want to eat, you can click the autofill. It'll recommend recipes for you. If you just want dinner suggestions, just go to the dinner slot and click that little fork and knife. It'll recommend recipes. So it's really, really easy. I think that most people are intimidated by planning out their whole day. Where if you just kind of dive in and start committing to planning out just dinner, it's a really good place to start. And then once you get dinner down, then you can start figuring out lunch. Honestly, I usually take my dinner from the night before and carry it over to lunch. There's a little clock button on there that is your recent. So you can just take what you had for dinner and kind of click that recent button, hey Sarah, and plug it in for lunch. So very, very simple. And then, most of us do very simple things for breakfast, like eggs or a smoothie or whatever. So there are breakfast recipes in there, but don't feel like you have to cook every recipe of the day. I'm a big fan of, I do a rice bowl for breakfast every regular macro day, so that's kind of my go-to across the board. And then for low carb days, I just do some eggs with maybe some Brussels sprouts or something. So yeah, if you need help, let me know. Just post in the group. I'm happy to help you. But there's a ton of tutorials. If you go to ahealthypassion.com/start-here, and I can link that. That has a bunch of tutorials for you. It's easy. It really is easy. If y'all have ever used MyFitnessPal, it's very similar. It's much more functional. MyFitnessPal is kind of wonky, I find. And so yeah, it's similar to that, but way better. And the autofill button is the best. If I'm just sitting there at a blank screen, like I don't know what I want to eat, I click that button and it fills it in for me. So it makes it awesome. And then you can delete things if you don't want them, or, very, very simple. Okay, so this looks really good. do is go ahead and season our soup up with these Italian seasoning, with this Italian seasoning. I actually made this homemade. I've never done that before. I was feeling kind of crazy one day, and I had all these, I almost just sneezed, I just inhaled this. There's a lot of red pepper flakes. But it's super easy to make. I can link all the things I put in it. I'm going to see. Oh, I just inhaled all that red pepper. So a teaspoon's going to go in here, and that's really going to flavor our soup, give it that nice sort of comforting herb chicken noodle flavor. Okay. And then our chicken, so I don't want to wash my hands again, so I'm going to season my chicken up. You want to season every layer of this soup. So I'm just going to do a little salt on our chicken, and then that's going to go right on in. So it's going to cook in the broth, and again, give all that nice flavor. I'm going to go ahead and put it seasoned side down so I can season the other side. And sort of let that get a little bit of color on there. And then we're going to add our bone broth. So I've got a cup of bone broth. See if I can get it open. A cup of bone broth is going to go in. I'm a little shy, so I figured that would be the case. Okay, so I'm going to add that in. And then I'm going to add some water. I think I'm going to add 2 cups of water. I wrote it down, kind of what I was thinking. So we'll start with that. And then from there, let's go 3 cups of water. Yeah, we want a good amount of water in there to create a nice amount of soup. Okay, so then from there we're going to put the lid on. I always mess this up, so let's see. Put it on like that, and then you're going to go to manual. So you actually have to click off first, and then manual, and then I decided, I think I'm going to go 7 minutes. And what this is going to do basically is it's going to cook the chicken. It's going to take that flavor from the bone and kind of get it into the broth and create a nice broth. It's going to cook the veggies, of course. And then what you're going to do is, I want to make sure I seal it first too. I always forget to seal it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to let it come to pressure. It's going to pressure cook for 7 minutes. Once the 7 minutes is up, I'm going to let it kind of natural release for about 10 minutes. And again, I'll post this recipe in a healthy fashion when it's all finished, once I shoot it. So for those of you guys who are in there, you'll get the whole thing. Once it's finished, then I'm going to let it natural release for about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to turn it off, cancel again, and then click the saute. And it's going to come to a boil, and I'm going to boil my noodles. So you're going to boil your noodles right in there, and then everything should come together really easily. Again, if I had fresh parsley, I'd put that on top, but unfortunately I don't. So I think I might put a little green onion. And then we're going to serve ours with some sourdough bread that I got from Whole Foods. So super, super simple, but should be really delicious. I will post a picture when this is done, because I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys for the next 17 minutes. I got work to do, but I will post a picture when it's all done, let y'all know exactly how long I cook the noodles for. I'm thinking about 6 minutes. I just would probably follow the package direction minus about a minute. Yeah, so this says 8 to 10, so probably about 7 minutes. So we're going to cook those right in there. Like I said, I'm using 1.5 cups. I might add a little more, but I don't want it to be too noodle heavy. I like the kind of combination of the chicken. Also, when you're doing the noodles, you're going to pull the chicken out. Excuse me. Lucy just came in here and muted me. You're actually going to pull the chicken out, let it cool, shred it from the bone, and then fold it back in. Do the noodles create starchy water? Terry, they're a little bit, but not like a pasta water, no. If you want to, you can cook them separately. I'm just trying to save on dishes, but if you don't like that, just boil the noodles on the side and then add them in. So what I would do is actually boil them while, once it's done and it's natural releasing, you could toss them in a pot of water and that's fine too. So I might try it both ways and just see which one I like better, because yeah, I'm with you, I'm not a big fan of the starchy water, but I'm just trying to cut corners here and save on cleanup. But yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think. So those are going to be hopefully delicious. I love egg noodles. I grew up on excuse me, butter noodles as a child. I think Lucy's hungry. I grew up on butter noodles as a child, so this is kind of nostalgic for me. I haven't had egg noodles in a long time. So yeah, if you guys try this one, let me know. Again, if you're a Healthy Passion member, it'll be in there hopefully next week. If you're not, definitely take advantage of the sale. It ends tomorrow night at midnight, so $59, take $20 off a year. That's like $5 a month. It's an amazing deal. And I will be on tomorrow. I think I'm on at noon. I don't remember what time. Oh, I have it right in front of me. Tomorrow we are doing 12:30 Eastern, cravings versus habits. Ooh, this is something I had a great conversation with about a client. Talking about what is a craving versus what's a habit, and how to break habits and how to identify cravings and really make sure that you indulge in them in the right way so that you don't overdo it. So it's going to be a fun topic. So if you all are around tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time, come hang out with me. And then if you have any suggestions for next week, I'm planning out, again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to get back in that habit. If you guys want, anything you want to see me cook, I might do something with pumpkin, maybe like pumpkin pancakes or pumpkin overnight oats. Had a lot of requests for pumpkin. There is an awesome pumpkin soup recipe in Healthy Passion if y'all are big pumpkin fans. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, I'll let you know what's happening next week. I'll try to get the shopping list for what I'm cooking up so that way y'all can cook along with me if you want. And if you guys need anything else, let me know. But otherwise, I'll share with you all how I do the noodles and how this turns out. And again, I'll probably tweak it and play around with it a little bit, but once it's all perfect, it'll be in the Leona, yes, that meatloaf. That's my mom's favorite recipe. We actually did that one together. I think we did a Facebook Live for it. That meatloaf is good. And I don't eat much meat. Like, I eat one meatball every Sunday and fish maybe a few times. And my mom, she kind of gave me her tips on the meatloaf, and we made it together, and it turned out so good. It is good.
That smells great.
And thank you, Mike. And you make it with gluten-free breadcrumbs, don't you, Leona? And it turns out all right. Yeah, I like meatloaf. It's actually good on. My mom eats hers cold the next day on a sandwich. Yeah. Yeah, we did it together. She's coming down, I think, the first week of December. So we'll maybe hop on and do some recipes together then. And then I'll be home for Christmas, so I'm sure we meant to do some in Hilton Head, and we couldn't get our act together. We were happy hour in the beach too much to be cooking. All right, I'm gonna hop off here and get back to work, but I'll fill y'all in on how this turns out and what I did, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at 12:30. Have an awesome night, everybody. Bye.